Hi, guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, all right. I'm going to be doing a reading. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is heavily considering how to approach you. Hold on. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get started. Here we go. I don't know what this reading is going to be about, and I figure I'm going to just kind of stay in my lane and let the cards speak. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to let the cards speak, and I'm just going to, stay in my lane and let the cards speak. Oh my gosh. It's been a weird energy lately. Very, very weird energy. Very, very, very weird energy. How are you guys doing? All right. You guys doing good? All right. Final deck that I'm going to shuffle. Okay. Everyone's doing okay? What happened? Okay, hold on. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Here goes. Here goes. Get my frizzy hair out of the way. All right. Ooh, banishment in reverse. So someone wants to come back in. I don't know if this is someone that's banished you in the past or if it's someone that you banished in the past, but it's a desire to come back in, to return, I guess, back into your good graces, right? Heavily considering how to approach you. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know who this is going to be though. Passion. Their emotions are very, very intense, or maybe your emotions are very intense. There's this intense emotion that's wafting through, and it's creating a lot of confusion in regards to how to approach, how to return. Water and cleansing. So, I mean, this cards always look like this is you and this is a person, and they're trying to figure out how to saunter over and kind of cleanse whatever happened between you, clean it away, and maybe start over new. I don't know. I don't know. It's just this super duper weird feeling. And now I'm getting super hot. I'm getting super duper hot. Like, incubation in reverse. So this is something that's been kind of, I guess you could say, percolating for this person for quite some time now. At the very least, a few weeks, if not a few months, if not a few years. How to approach and fix whatever it is that went on. Heavily considering how to approach you. I'm curious now, like, what is this about? Because I'm getting real hot. Like, I don't want to take off my sweater, but I'm starting to get very glistening. Cauldron, containment. So the feeling that I get is whoever this is, whatever this is, they're really still trying to keep things under wraps. They're trying to keep things under wraps. They're trying to not be very, very obvious. I got to take off my sweater. It's either I take off my sweater or I start to get dizzy and pass out. Those are the options. um, hmm. So they're trying to keep things contained. They're trying to, I don't know, like maybe keep this hidden from you. Or is it from you or from someone else? I don't have my fan. It's still packed away. That's the problem. I would have been able to my fan, but it's not here. um, so this is like something where they're trying to keep things hidden, but I'm wondering if it's from you or if it's from someone else. Alchemist in reverse. Like they're not able to change how things went. It's almost like they want to change how this went between the two of you. It could be work, it could be friendship, it could be romance, it could be family, but there's this keeping this very, very contained, keeping this very, very like, I don't even know if hidden is the right word though. Let me just see how the rest of the cards look. Okay, so they've been like really going through things. They're going to keep going through things until winter. Mhm. Mhm. Foundation is in reverse. Okay. So, all the way through winter, or maybe this started last winter. I don't know. This is confusing me. Michaela, what is this about? What is this about? Do tell, do tell. So this started last winter and they have been unsuccessful. Started last winter. They've been unsuccessful thus far with trying to get themselves um sir, with all the respect that I can muster, I am not a child of God that can be told to chill without consequence. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be respectful, trying real hard, trying real hard. So, this is someone who has been unsuccessful in trying to get their foundation back upright. They've been trying their best to move forward from this. I assume they've written you off. And then I assume also that they're not able to. So, that's the thing. They've become very dedicated at this point to trying to figure out how to approach, right? They're trying to figure out how to approach. It's this upside down masculine again. It's an upside down masculine that refuses to take responsibility, or maybe they don't know how to take responsibility for whatever it is that occurred. But it's this desire to fix what's wrong, whatever it is that was wrong. It's this desire to really, really just fix things, right? So, fertility. This is about whatever it is that's being created. There's something that's being created. It's an opportunity between you and another person to reach higher levels of understanding and grace. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're willing. I don't know if they could actually um I don't know if they could actually find it within themselves to let this go. Does that make sense? This is someone who just cannot let this go. They can't, and maybe they've tried, but they've been unsuccessful with their attempts to move past this, to move forward from this. And it's something that maybe it's time to actually um I don't know, like reconsider things, like really, really reconsider things. What's being reconsidered though? That's what I don't understand. Like, is this just, do they need to apologize? Because if that's the case, just say sorry already. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the three wise men, and all the animals in the manger. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the three wise men, and all the animals in the manger. Like, is it that hard to say sorry? Just say sorry. If it's caused you to suffer for this long, just effing say sorry already. Say sorry and move forward. Now, maybe they have a hard time with how to approach this because they don't want to just say sorry. Maybe they want to be a part of your life. Maybe it's that. Oh, I don't, how do you feel about that though? How do you feel about that? Because I mean, so there's this part of me that's like, oh my God, well, that's sweet. Sweet. They're trying to like, make amends, apologize, make things right between you. And oh, how cute. They want to be a part of your life. But the other part of me is like, you think you have the authority to decide that? That if you approach this in just the right manner and are able to figure out just the right thing to say, that it's suddenly going to erase all of the history that's occurred, that's caused you to be seen in the way that I'm seeing you at this point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's just this thing of like, what is this actually? It feels like it's something more than what the cards are saying. It just feels like it's something more than what the cards are saying. And that kind of leaves me feeling like, what is it really then? I'm very, very, very skeptical of people who think that they can dictate the way things go. Like, oh, now you're done being mad, so now no one gets to be mad, right? Now you want to move forward, so we have to. Like, no one's allowed to process and linger over the thoughts of what you did. That's not how it works. That's not genuine. And unless something is genuine, I am inclined to say it's not worth it. It's not worth it because it's the same thing. When people say they've changed, I ask them, in what ways? Have you changed in that you finally see things from a different perspective and you understand the gravity of your behaviors? Or is it this thing of you've changed, meaning now you're going to try a different approach because the previous approach did not work? And therefore, I need to allow you to try this other approach because you want to know if it's going to actually work. Well, I mean, to that, I say a very hearty fuck you. Yeah. The ball remains in their court. I'm not playing, motherfuckers. I'm not playing. They could keep all the balls in their court. I have my own balls in my own ball sack. I'm out. That's the reality of things. I'm out. If anyone wants to try and approach things, situations with me, pertaining to me, involving me, and they have this mindset of the balls in their court, keep playing your game, bitches. Just keep playing your game. Play tennis against the wall. I don't give a shit. I have too much goodness in my life that I am creating, co-creating, maintaining, sustaining. I don't got time for that kind of crap. Right? I mean, do you have time for that? Because if you have time for that, I wonder what you're giving up in order to have time. Not everyone is worth your time. Not everyone is worth your time. And to think that that is a mean type of logic is the very reason that people get away with doing the things they do to you. And trust me on this, because I used to have that logic. And that's the very reason people were able to do what they did to me. That is how I gave them permission and space to do what they did to me. So I say, you have two options. Keep considering what this might mean and who it might be, and wait around and see if, they're going to come back and try so hard to apologize in their own way. And we got to give them credit for trying. Trying is almost. Have you ever been an almost winner? Have you ever almost won the lottery? Have you ever almost won the position in the company that you're trying so hard to enter into? You want to buy a house and they're only selling it by lottery. How did it feel to almost win a house? Trying? I'm sorry, maybe I'm a ball buster, but trying is not enough. It is not enough for me and my standards at this point in my life. You either show me you are or show me you aren't. Then leave me to be so I can decide for myself. Trying? Trying was enough when I was a teen, when I was in my 20s. In my 40s, no, that's cute. Trying is not enough. You either do it or you don't. But you either make the changes within yourself and allow me to witness those changes and how those changes pertain to me and my connection to you, or you don't. And if you try any other way outside of that, you're probably going to be ignored to the utmost degree. Because I've learned my time and my attention are some of the most valuable things I can gift a person. I'm not just going to give that away anymore. No. Long gone are the days where I used to feel I had to overgive in order to apologize enough for my existence and buy my way into your life just on the fringes. No, that's not enough. And you guys need to stop accepting half-ass effort as enough. Well, what's half-ass effort, Emmy? Any type of effort that doesn't accomplish the task at hand, that is half-ass effort. Because that tells me that in your mind, I'm not worth the full effort. And that discrepancy between your belief that I'm not worth that effort and my knowing that I abso-fucking-lutely am worth that effort and then some, that's going to create an issue for you and your effort. So just give up. Just give up. When it comes to someone like me, just give up. Because unless it's everything, I don't want it. Because when I love someone, when I put my effort into something, I put my all into it. Every part of me goes into it. And I don't just try, I make it happen. So unless you're willing to do the same, unless there's that reciprocity, and no, it's not a tit for tat. It's an understanding that I want an equal, not a wannabe equal. What do you want in your life? Do you want an equal or someone pretending to be an equal? And I think that's the problem here, is that for many of us, we don't even really know what we want. We're looking for an aesthetic. We're looking for a storyline. We're looking for this happily ever after, right? Those are stories written by other people. You want a story like that, you have to write it yourself. You have to hold people to the standard that you don't want to live beneath. I have a ridiculous standard for people who are in my life. It's a very ridiculous standard and ridiculous level of expectation. And the beautiful thing is, I don't have to ask anyone in my life to live up to this standard. They're in my life because they already naturally, without me having to communicate it, see that I'm worth that effort. There's no negotiations. You either know what you're worth or you allow other people to tell you how little you're worth. There's no negotiations. It's one or the other. Either you will decide it or someone else will tell you. And it's up to you. It's definitely up to you. If you're waiting for someone to come back to complete you, that's a major problem. It is a major problem for you to live your life as though you are not whole. I am whole regardless of who's in my life or not. Whether I'm married or not, I'm whole. I am a whole person. Whether I have a twin or not, I'm a whole person. There's no one that's going to convince me. There's no one that's going to convince me that I exist in some type of deficiency just because they're not around. I wholeheartedly feel that, believe that, and live that. I wholeheartedly. I am a whole person and no one will ever convince me that I'm not. Not at this point, no. And I think when we allow other people to convince us that their presence is necessary, then we're allowing them to convince us that we're less than what we actually are. Yeah. And this is not me saying I don't need anyone. No. The people that I need in my life are in my life. And we both go out of our way to remain in each other's lives. Because we're worth it. Both of us are worth that investment. I don't know if you guys are dealing with someone who thinks they can finagle their way back into your life just because what? They've watched enough spiritual videos on social media. Now they have the vernacular. There was this girl who commented on my videos that I needed to stop scaring people because, I'm assuming they're talking about aliens, are going to come to save us. They're going to help us. They don't want to hurt us. They're going to help us. Says who? Says someone who's waiting for another person to save them? Save them from what? Their life choices? Are you waiting for someone to save you from the choices you've made? Is that what this reading is about? Where you are waiting for someone to absolve you of these sins that you think you have committed. Only you can absolve yourself of that. You can confess everything that you could possibly think of to a priest, if you are part of religions that have priests, religions that participate in the concept of the sacrament of confession. Did you feel less guilty after you told the priest and the priest told you to pray? Did you feel less guilty? Because see, the good people in the world, they have that guilt, they have that remorse. And regardless of what people tell them, they carry that emotion with them, that regret. Only you can absolve yourself of your own transgressions. No one else can. No one else can. See, the good people of the world, they feel this guilt not because they got caught, but because they have a standard that they slipped beneath, a level of integrity that they didn't live up to. Ooh, this right here. I remember going to confession as a kid and I'd still feel guilty. I remember going to confession as a kid and owning the things that I did, knowing that as a child, I don't make mistakes, I have opportunities to learn, and having to confess my opportunities to learn to someone outside of myself and wondering why I had to tell you and call you father when God knows exactly how I feel about what I did. See, no one really knows how you feel about what you did. And maybe that's what this person, for some of you, this person who's trying to find the right way to approach um, this conversation with you, maybe that's where they're at. Who knows? No one's going to know until this person finds the courage to actually approach you and have that conversation with you. No one's going to know. And if they refuse to dig deep enough within themselves to find the courage that's necessary to do what's necessary, which is have a conversation with you. I mean, how hard is a conversation? I know for me, conversations are hard, but it's like, okay, if it has to be had, then let's have it. And like, let me be uncomfortable through it so that we could at least make some progression with it. Right. So now it becomes this question of, is this person who is heavily considering something, are they instantly trapping you in the same cycle of stagnation that they are in? At which point it's like, why are you giving them that power to? Michael says there's potentiality. He says, I have to quote him. There's an elevation in the potentiality of the connectivity of the soul connections. What are you even saying? What are you even saying? Okay. So this is someone who feels hopeless and feels like their life has gotten so far out of their control. They just don't know what to do at this point. There's this oath. It's like they're holding themselves to this standard, this some type of standard of a promise that was made. And I assume that promise was made to you. And so they're trying to make good on the promise. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. And the next two cards, they're done playing about love. This is someone who has some type of love for you. I don't know what you need to do with that. All right, invisible and complicated. Excuse me. But they're in reverse. They don't know how to exit out of this place of invisibility, and they're still choosing to believe in the complication of what it is, but it's not complicated. Exactly, Kitty. Exactly. Exactly. Let me get my violin. You know what this is? The world's smallest violin. Michael says, don't be rude. Well, don't be drama. I'm saying, I can only behave for so long, sir. I can only behave for so long. I cannot sustain this effort. Okay? I'm just saying, like High Priestess of Fire. Is there someone that needs me to apologize for my joke of the violin? And yeah. Okay. As much as I'd love to apologize, I'm incapable of apologizing for that because I thought it was funny, and to apologize for something that I think is funny and not intentionally meant to be hurtful or harmful, um, is for me to lie to you. Because if I'm not sorry, I shouldn't apologize. I should be honest with where I'm coming from and acknowledge that maybe my jokes have offended someone, but I'm still not sorry. Does that work for you? He goes, "Your drama today. Carry on." Carry on, peasant. I'm talking to Michael. He says he's gonna grab my fingers. Go ahead. Show them. Show them. Grab my finger. Grab my finger and pull it. Pull my finger. Show them. Do you need a secondary finger to hold on to? No? You don't want, they can be your handlebars. Do you know how to hold it now? You don't want to grab my fingers? Okay? Yeah, good. Anyways. He said he was going to grab my fingers and do what? Huh? And do what? Oh, I know. Just when Baba found out how extra good I've been being. Okay, I'll be good. I'm sorry, Baba. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michaela. All right. Yeah, handlebars. You want to hold them too? That's my husband. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. High Priestess of Fire. She's spicy. She's spicy. Okay, so for real, they like your spice. They like your spice. They like your habanero. They like your chipotles, okay? Like, just be who you are. Be who you are. If you're not in a position within yourself to absolve them of their sins, you don't have to. Just work through whatever it is you're needing to work through. If you're still pissed, then be pissed. Be pissed. What good is it going to do to be pissed and pretend like you're not pissed? It's just going to create the same type of scenario. So, unless you've also changed to the degree that you can, by the way, sir, you're taking me somewhere today. I don't know where, but you're taking me somewhere because I need to go somewhere. This energy is intense. What? I'm sensitive to energy. I need to like cover myself. Okay. Focus on Baba. I will be proper. Conclusion. Come to your own conclusions about what needs to happen. Whatever it is that needs to happen is what needs to happen. And so flow with that. Flow, just flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. I can feel someone thinking of me intensely. Take her to the shooting range. Bullets are expensive. 223 is kind of pricey. 556 is just as pricey. If we're going to be spending, I want you to really spend. We're going to go 50 cal, baby. We're going to have to do 50 cal is what it is. Okay, let me stop for real. Let me stop. Just breathe. So there's this choice that you need to make to surrender to the process that you're in. You are in a process, and that process is leading to greater shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, did I? I love you too, Baba. I will be good. I will behave. I will behave. I will be good. I will behave. Okay. Okay. Let me take off my hood of wickedness. Okay. Let me also get my hair out of my face. Here goes. Unconditional love in reverse. This person was amazed at how the way in which they realized you weren't going to tolerate none of their foolery. Right? Right. I don't want to shoot Puto. Are you kidding me? I hate Puto. I literally hate Puto. That gives me whiplash. I'm saying, have you guys ever seen a TS12? Do you know what that is? A Tavor TS12? It's a multiple barrel semi-automatic shotgun. No Puto. I named him Puto for a reason. That bitch gave me whiplash and bruised my shoulder. Like, motherfucker, who you think you is shaking me like this? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know. And Yaya told me that my hair was growing fast the other day too. You guys, I didn't cut it that short. It's because I've been actually moisturizing it. I've been conditioning it, and actually blow drying it smooth. So all of the frizz from the hair that's regrowing, my baby hairs that are regrowing, it's now laying flat. So less Asian level shrinkage, right? Asian level shrinkage. It just kicks it up just a little. And now I lay it flat. So it really hasn't grown that much, I don't think. So, anyways, golden crown. Someone's coming to realization. It's probably my husband. No. Let me stop for real. Let me stop. Now, today, I'm going to spend the day with expectations. You're going to take me somewhere. You're going to feed me good stuff. And yeah, I'm not even asking. I'm like making declarations. I will be taken somewhere for entertainment and I will be fed. See that? That's reasonable. If I add one more, that's a soft slap. One more, it's a little bit harder. 5 things expected, that's like a full on. No. Talk to the hand. Yeah. 2 things. You're taking me somewhere to entertain me. And I will be fed. That's it. 3 things. Coffee. But not coffee because I can't have caffeine. Anyways, golden crown. Someone's coming to a realization of something. Coming to a realization of something. I don't know what. I really don't know what. It's this thing of someone's really regretting walking away, walking past you, disregarding you. It doesn't necessarily have to do with romance, but there is this massive, massive, massive regret. Excuse me. It's this massive regret that someone is having. They're realizing their time to figure things out is not limitless, that like they have to at some point correct this with you, because if they don't, I mean, I don't know, has that window of opportunity closed? I mean, like, honest, genuine question for you guys. Has the window of opportunity for this person to correct the transgressions, has it closed? Right? And then, there's going to be people who will watch this as a cross watcher and be like, see, that's the problem. That's the problem. Emmy is convincing them that they're never wrong. The problem is you're over here watching, knowing you fucked up, knowing you did something, and you're still pining away for the person you had a transgression upon. That's the problem. See, that's why you don't deserve the forgiveness of whoever you're cross watching from, because you can't take fucking accountability for what you did. You did something, and doing something, and in your apology, pointing out, well, you did something too. That means you're an asshole and you don't deserve the person. That's what that means. That's why you will not be absolved. And I promise you, if you approach your person with that kind of energy, you don't even have to say it. They know it. That's why you're watching me, right? Because I remind you of them. Motherfucker, I know when you are not genuine. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen? They're going to pretend like they're listening to what you're saying if you're face to face. And as soon as that's done, they're going to text their friends, be like, girl, you know who the fuck I talked to? This motherfucker has some nerve. You know what they said? And they're going to laugh about it. You're not going to be forgiven. You're going to be the butt of the joke. I'm honest, at least. You got to give me that. You got to at least give me that, because I'm honest. I'm telling you exactly how it's going to go. I don't need to be psychic to know this. I remind you of them. I'm so much like them, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. People who are numbered among my friends, you know exactly what it means when I message you, girl, dot, dot, dot. I got something to tell you, boo. You know what this mofo thought? You know what they thought? They thought, but they didn't really think. So they thought that they thought, but they didn't really think. Yeah, no. You're whoever this is that needs to apologize, say sorry and leave it at that. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do to explain anything, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you want to talk about this, if you want to ask me questions. I am clapping under the table. That's how you do it. Hey, I just want to say sorry. Sorry for what? Everything that I need to be sorry for. And if you want to ask me questions, if you want to talk about this further, let me know. But I just want to say I'm sorry. Because if you were to approach it like that with me, I'd be like, okay, what are you sorry for? What is it? What is it? Let's go ahead and have this conversation. What do you need to say? But if you're gonna be like trying to come up with excuses, I'm sorry, but there's no but. You're either sorry or you're not. There's no but. To add but to the sentence is to negate everything that you said before the word but. Learn how to effectively argue. I'm serious. When you say but in a sentence, but negates everything you said before that word. I don't want to offend you, but. So then just shut your mouth right there. Whatever you were going to say after the word but, just don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't want to be offensive, but. So this is telling me, you know, that what you're going to say is going to be offensive. That's exactly what that tells me. So advice on how to communicate that. I don't want to be offensive, so I hope this comes out and is received in the way that I intend. There's no but. I don't want to be offensive, so I'm hoping that it comes out in the way I intend and is received in the way that I intend. And I completely understand if it isn't. Try that sentence. Try that. Sacred journey, integrity. I think I have to go to the shooting range today. Outdoor in a forest, I'm saying. So someone is really upside down in their journey. They have integrity, but they lack the hope that's necessary to properly address the shadow work needing to be done. So they're bent all sorts out of shape over this, over you. I mean, there's a part of me that's feeling kind of like, is that my problem? Because there's this potentiality. There is this very real potentiality that it's almost like they're coming back to say sorry, not because they're sorry, but because um, they need you. Hmm. That type of apology, I wouldn't accept that. Apologize because you recognize I'm worthy of better treatment than what you gave me, not because now you realize you actually needed me. And so now you have to apologize so that you can have access to me to continue to use me. I won't accept that type of apology. I promise you I won't. I'm naturally an introvert and I like being alone. Yep. There's no one that I need more in my life than my need for my peace. There's no one. No one. There is no one that I need so badly that I would disregard the ways in which they disrupt that peace. Like my children, I need them in my life. They don't disrupt my peace. They don't. Even when they're having a bad day, even when they're in a bad mood, even when they don't want to listen to something I'm saying, they don't disrupt my peace. Do you need someone in your life that disrupts your peace? No. Mm. Ooh, amen to this. Victorious. I'm saying, I have no problem sharing a sip, 2 sips, 3 sips. I have no problem sharing. But when sharing becomes this thing of now I'm obligated to give to you, provide for you consistently, and you never do anything to reciprocate the ways in which I love you, no. And worse than that, when you do things to reciprocate the way that I love you because you feel like you have to, and you do that being bitter as fuck, like I inconvenience you, don't then. Don't. I'm fully capable of doing for myself. Don't. Like, I really don't need that. Don't. Stop being half ass in what you do. Either you want to do it or you don't. And if you don't want to do it, then be honest about it. At least I'd have some respect for you. See, when people do things out of obligation, and they make it clear like they're just doing it because they're obligated to, that makes me lose respect for you. Literally. It's very hard to get that respect back. And after a while, chipping away at that respect that I have for you, I mean, after a certain point, that's just it. I don't want you around me. I just don't. I don't, because if I'm going to be miserable, I'd rather be miserable on my own. I could do that on my own. That thing where, you make these little offhanded comments like I'm such a pain in the ass to be around. I could do that on my own. I could tear myself down on my own. I don't need your help to do that. So when people do that to you, I mean, you got to wonder, like, if I can do that on my own, why do I put up with you? Why do I let you do it to me? Because I need your companion. You're not even a companion, though. Excuse me. How is that someone who's a companion? I mean, for me, a companion is someone who helps to uplift you in a comparable level of depth and effort that you put into uplifting them. It's a mutually beneficial connection. I tell you, at this point, I don't have anyone in my life that is not mutually beneficial, where my presence is as beneficial for them as their presence is for me. And that's not this expectation that if I give you $5, you got to give me $5 worth of something. No, it's this thing of, I got you. And I know you got me, and that's all that matters. And no, I'm not keeping tabs. No, I'm not making a list of all the things I've done for you, when I did it, how much I spent on. No, like that's bullshit. That's bullshit. But if I have to start paying attention to how much I'm giving you, because I notice that I keep having to give you and you keep just, needing more and more and more, that's an issue. That's a major issue. It's not going to be my issue. I'm telling you that. That's a major issue, though. It has to be this thing of making a conscious decision that the people in your life are the people who love you just like you love them. A mutually beneficial thing where you know that they would never ask for anything unless it was needed, but would be so quick to give even before you ask. Because that's how I am. Those are the only people I would keep in my life at this point. Those are the only people that I would keep in my life. I need people who can help to heal me as much as I'm willing to volunteer to help heal them. There's never going to be a shortage of people who want to enter your life seeking something from some type of benefit, but unwilling to do any type of investment to receive that benefit. No, no more of that. No more of that. Just no. I'm not willing to be in compromised positions anymore. Heavily considering how to approach you. What are they considering and why? This right here. Can we kind of touch on this real quick? Hi, Lisa. Us empaths always want to fix, heal, love everyone. Can I be very blunt? And I'm not addressing Lisa. What she wrote kind of brought my thoughts to this point. That's it. As empaths, we don't want to fix, heal, or love everyone. We are looking for people who we can invest in and teach how to heal us. We're looking for people projects because we're afraid to heal ourselves. So we look for the people who are reflections of the parts of us that need to be healed. What I learned as an empath is that when I began to invest in myself and my energy and my healing as deeply and as openly as I commit to other people's healing, I began to actually heal. I'm not completely healed. I have plenty to still heal within myself. But because I'm no longer wasting energy on the things that I know is a waste of my energy, because you're aware that you are absolutely investing in people who are not willing to invest in you. You're aware of that. And it has to do with this thing, this trauma that occurred, the very trauma that turned you into an empath to begin with. Empaths are not born, they are created out of necessity through trauma, traumatic experience. You've been traumatized by something earlier in life, and you're afraid to face it. So you look for the people who serve as the mirror. It's kind of like the Medusa thing, right? You can't actually look at Medusa head on because you turn to stone. You freeze up when you look at your traumas head on. So instead, you find the people who are like a reflective shield. You can look into them and see Medusa in the reflection. And that's how you choose to address your wounds. That's how you choose to fight your battle. I get it. I do. I get it. I absolutely get it. But I also get that that's not the best way to heal yourself. That's not the best way to heal yourself. Finding other people to do this to, do this for. You know, it's kind of this thing of recognizing exactly why we do what we do. Now, for many of us, you do this and you think you're being a good person doing this. And I'm here to tell you, you are a good person, but you are not doing it because you're a good person. You're doing it to avoid your wounds, but that doesn't negate the fact that you're a good person. Okay? You can still be a good person and be heavily wounded and avoidant of the healing. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you weak. Hi, Esme. Emmy, what if you're walking this journey alone? Everyone has fell off along the way. What does that say about ourselves? It doesn't say much, Esme. It doesn't say much because I tell you, um, I would say about 95 to 97% of the time when you enter into your first massive ascension cycle, the one that leads to people believing that they're now woke, that ascension cycle, it's huge. Most of the people in your life will indeed fall away. It will indeed fall away. Yes. When I went through a massive ascension cycle, there was no drama, no nothing. It's just everyone that I knew suddenly stopped texting me, calling me, inviting me anywhere. And I wondered for a while, like, did I do something? Like, is everyone mad at me? Did I do something? There was nothing that I did. And then I went through another ascension cycle, and literally for, I want to say maybe a year or two, maybe 2 years, the only people that I spoke to ever was my husband and children, if I spoke at all. Yeah. For a long time. And no one had my phone number, no one had anything. The one person that had my phone number is the one person who I know will not call me. Love you, Jenna. Yeah, you know? Yep. So it doesn't mean anything about you. It's not some evidence of you being a bad person and intolerable, insufferable, and no. We have to understand that oftentimes when we're going through this leveling up process, the people that we have around us right now are people who might not be able to follow us where we're going. That doesn't make us better or superior in any way. It just means we're different. And we have to accept those differences for what they are. Now, at some point, some of those people who end up falling off, They find their way back to you after a period of time, maybe years, maybe months, who knows? But they end up finding their way back to you because now they've also made the changes and now they're ready to level up to where you are. And that's it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not lovable. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Sometimes we go through these things and it becomes this feeling of, you know, what's wrong with me that I don't have anyone? Mm, I don't know that anything's wrong with you. I think what's happening is you're reaching a level of awareness that most people don't have. And so the false friendships, the fakery, um, you see it for what it is now. You know, it's this thing. I see Rob says, I have 0 friends. A lot of the people who have a lot of friends, those aren't really friends. They're connections out of obligation because of the duration, the length of the connectivity. They're people you grew up with. They're people who don't understand you, don't accept you, and you have to, you know, remain within a specific character parameter in order to be found okay. You know, like how many people can you really fully truly be yourself around, right? It's kind of like this thing of, you know, you feel like you have no one, but it's not that you have no one. It's that the world is designed at this point to keep a depth of separation between souls. Why do you think people are so desperate to find their twin flame? They're so starved for that depth of connectivity. Why do you think so many people think that I'm their twin flame? Once they talk to me and they see that I see them, I acknowledge them at a depth no one else acknowledges. And then they'll label me as their twin because they've never connected with anyone like that before. Yeah, because that's how the world is programmed to be. It's not a broken program, it was designed to be that way. That was the intention. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that it's a good program. I'm saying that's what it was designed to do. It's like, oh my God, I have to fix a knife. It cut me. Knives are designed to cut, right? So it's this thing of us needing to realize exactly where we are, see new dimensions, reaching a different level of consciousness, awareness, all of that. And the people in your environment, you know, kind of like this thing of, are they there because of your loyalty or are they there because of resonance? See, I knew it, Esme. She says, ironically, I'm at a place of peace that I've never been in. And that's why during ascension cycles, people tend to fall away. These are the very people who create the distortions, disruptions, disharmony. It's unfortunate, but it's also a very common reality for most people. You know, most of us, like, we'll stay connected to our relatives because they're our relatives. Like, you can't ever. Who gives you the most stress? Probably the relative. The relative that you are gaslighting yourself into believing you must be loyal to. Now, I'm not saying cut off family. I'm saying be realistic and honest in your perception of what's going on around you. And I promise you, that relative that's causing the disharmony that you have to be loyal to would be the last person to ever allow you to even insinuate that they are the root causation. I have one relative who consistently, if there's drama, I promise you that person's involved. I promise you. Either they started it, they instigated it, they're continuing it, it's always them though. It's always them. And people be like, why are you like that? That's your family. You can't just cut people off. You can't cut family off. Oh, honey, they're still my family. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, that biological um that biological component, it's never negated. That's always, that will always be a biological connection. But why would I have to continue to have loyalty to someone who consistently disrupts peace, not just for me, but for everyone? My life is peaceful when that family is not a active component in my life. Is that me wishing harm? No. That's me accepting you for who you are. And I've had to explain this multiple times, like, "Oh, that'll always be my family. But that particular family, yeah, no, my peace is more important. I wish them the absolute best. I wish them peace that they probably will never have. I wish them a happiness that they probably will always reject. And that's kind of just that. That's kind of just that, you know? It's kind of just that from a space of neutrality. Just, no, I'm making a decision to preserve my peace. It's all good. It's all good. It literally is all good. Rebirth of magic in reverse. So this is someone who, they probably are a very magical person, but mhm. Didn't I just do a whole spiel on the word but? They're probably a magical person, but they don't believe that they are. They've identified as the trauma responses that they've become. So that's going to make it very hard for them to experience any type of progression through that. And that might be why they're heavily considering how to approach you. I'm wondering if for some of you, this person that's trying to approach is actually family, maybe biological relative, maybe soul family. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Huh? That's fascinating. You guys feel that shift in energy? A negative shift? K33CP, charge up. Charge up and cube yourself. There's an interloper. Charge up, cube yourself, be prepared for engagement. So, cycles. These are cycles that people like to continue, right? Because if you identify as the wound, then the wound needs to be allowed to continue to fester and be a wound, or else the identity ceases to exist. So these are cycles. They cycle in with this feeling, this thought of no one loves me and blah, 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 blah. Just a lot of negativity. And, we all experience this at some point, but this is more of someone who continues to live it day in and day out. They're no longer allowing themselves to be renewed. And I'm wondering if that's something that they've been doing for quite some time already. Just this consistent depletion, 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 depletion. Um, Galactic heritage. So, a couple things with this. I'm feeling like these cycles might be cycles having to do with miasmic distortions, right? Are you guys familiar with miasma? That's the technical term for karma. Karmic distortions, karmic bleed over. I'm wondering if someone, whoever this is for you, is confusing the guilt and patterns, behavioral patterns, connectivity issues. They're confusing that karmic bleed over from a previous life into this one, right? I mean, I've come across people who I have some type of past life connection to. And you guys, let me be the first to tell you, just because you have a past life connection does not mean it was a good one. I've come across a couple of people who think that it's appropriate to exert some level of ownership over me, like I belong to them. I mean, never mind the fact that I'm married. Never mind the fact that I wholeheartedly believe in monogamy and that I've been in my relationship for over 20 years and we're going to be married 20 years next month. I mean, never mind that, right? These are people who think they have ownership over me, some type of claim, righteous claim over me as a person because we have a past life history together. I could have sworn you killed me in that past life. I could have sworn I didn't like you in that past life as well. You know what I'm saying? So some people will do that. They will go ahead and they will assume that because, past life this, past life that, that, oh, this is someone I have to stick with. Please don't make that mistake. Don't allow that karmic bleed over to distort the way you see this. I'm not trying to convince you to not be in some type of connection with someone. I'm trying to encourage you to use the highest levels of discernment. This is a general reading. I'm not speaking to anyone in particular personally. So, you have to begin deciding for yourself, is this karmic bleed over going to negatively impact me and cause me to forget who I am and what I deserve? And, am I going to tolerate behaviors just because I've slapped a label on someone? You know how many people stay in the most wicked situations because they're like, but that's my twin. I love them. Are you for real? I mean, my husband is pretty good to me, like to me, caters to me consistently. And just even be, a part of my life on the outskirts as like an acquaintance. If you have the label of twin of any kind and you are being gifted the opportunity to be an acquaintance or even possibly a friend, you better treat me better than my husband does because you should know me inside and out and know exactly what I deserve and the gravity with which you should love me. Are you kidding me right now? I would not tolerate no kind of disrespect if I slap a twin flame label on you, much less a twin ray label. Are you kidding me? Like, no. No, we need to shift that narrative. This thing of like, you need to tolerate people's toxicity even more because they're your twin. No. If you are my twin, the moment you become aware that you are my twin, you better start working on your fucking toxicity all the way down to core so that you can be worthy of being in my presence. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not going to put up with your shit. No, hell no. Don't get me riled the fuck up over this. I'm telling you, you better be on your bestest fucking behavior with me. Like, are you kidding me? You better know very intimately what will trigger me and how to soothe my hurts. You want to claim you're my twin? You better know all that shit right from the start. No, you don't get no second chances. You don't get no none of that. I don't think so. Uh-uh. If you know me as a twin, that means you know how to hurt me. So if you hurt me, that's intentional. That's fucking intentional. That wasn't funny. It wasn't a joke. That's not forgivable. That's not forgivable. Now, I also get that, some twins are going through their own traumas and their own healing process. I can be tolerant of people processing their pain, healing their wounds. But if you think you're going to act a fool with me because you're my twin, you're confused. You're not my twin at all. At all. At all. And I found quite a few twin flames and a twin ray. I've found quite a few. Ask me how many of them disrespect my boundaries. Not a single fucking one. Ask me how many of them have been intentionally disrespectful to me. Not a single fucking one. Ask me how many of them have gone out of their way to have a conversation to make sure that they didn't inadvertently disrespect me. Every single fucking one. So that silly ass boy that's been hurting your feelings because he's your twin and you need to tolerate that, honey, that's a demon whore. That's a demon horita. That's a demon whore. That is an interloper. That is a mimic. That is someone who is feigning to be something sacred but is not. Don't be fooled by the demons in life. Don't give them that kind of power that they can trick you and play with your feelings, that they can pollute your sovereignty and your sacred spaces. Fuck that shit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, no. Real twins don't do that. I mean, unless you do that. They're reflections of you, right? If I don't do that to people and someone is claiming to be my twin and they're doing that, the things that I don't do, that's not a twin. That's not a twin. That's a demon whore. Straight up. That is demon whore behavior. The attempt to override my sovereignty because of some human concept, something celestial, something galactic in nature, something etheric. No, no, no. That's one of the fastest ways to get dismissed from my presence. And yes, I dismiss people. Absolutely. 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 Some people might be like, oh my God, that's so rude. It's meant to be rude. I'm not going to cater to the feelings of people who are attempting to manipulate me with such a sacredness. I don't need to be polite. I need to be very clear that you are not welcome in my space. You are not welcome to message me. I learned this the hard way, you guys. Why do you think I have stalkers? I was too nice when I fuck off. I was too nice. That was a problem. I was too nice. I was too nice. Like, kindly leave me alone, please. No, that wasn't enough. The demon horitas of the world will take that as, oh, you're playing hard to get. And you just, ooh, now it's time to chase. No, it's not time to chase. You have to be very clear. You have to be very clear. If this reading for you is about a person who is not welcome into your life, you have to be very clear. You have to be. And I promise you, the demon horitas of the world will absolutely exploit your kindness and your patience. I've had to learn the hard way. I've had to learn the hard way. The moment you make me feel uncomfortable with your fixation on me, you're out. That's it. You're out. I'm not going to be apologetic. You're out. That's it. There's no more. No more, oh, let's not be mean at me. No, you're out. And that's that. That's that. So, abundance in reverse. This is telling me there's abundance in negativity, abundance in struggle, abundance in malignant intent, malignant behavior, maliciousness, and all of that. Be abundant in the goodness that life can offer you, not in the bullshit that people propagate. That's a choice that needs to be made. Betrayal in reverse. This is just betrayal and judgment. I'm wondering if what you're dealing with is someone who betrayed your trust at one point. Is this someone who intentionally hurt your feelings because they knew how? Michael says I have to clarify. Clarify what, sir? Clarify what? Mm. I'm speaking in generalities. I'm not necessarily speaking about anyone that I know or have known in the past. He's telling me to say this. I'm speaking in generalities based on where conversations um, go to in my head. When I see comments and it triggers some form of conversation and I share it out loud, I'm not speaking about anyone in particular. Is this good to twin flame stuff? I'm hurting someone's feelings. Is that what it is? Am I hurting twin flame feelings? Any of my twins watching me? I don't think any of them watch me. I don't. I don't think any of them watch me. I think they're all sick of my shit. No, I really don't think they do. They all have their own lives. They all have their own lives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here, Ben. Yes. There you go. Try me, ho. Ooh. I'm saying, try me, ho. Okay, let me get the final card for us and let's make it good. Make it good. Make it good. Whew. I'm saying, sacred soul sister. Hot saying. Ooh, I gotta go soon. Ooh. All right, I'm hot again. What in the world? Hold on, guys. All right, sacred soul sister. Ooh. Okay. Card number 37. Okay. Michael. He says, again, I must clarify. I am not saying I hate or dislike any twins of mine. Everyone is copacetic. It's all good. I'm serious. He says, you say it like you're being sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being very, very real right now. Matthew says, don't think I could be a hoe. Don't sell yourself short, boo. Matthew, don't sell yourself short. Anyone can be a hoe. Just put your back into it. I'm saying, I want to encourage you to live to your potentiality. Hoe it out if you want. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to enter into your villain hoe phase. You know? I'm just saying. Okay. Card number 37, Sacred Soul Sister. When you're conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. So I knew it. I knew it. This person, whoever this is for you, they've entered into a stage of instability that's just so intolerable for them that they are seeking you and your stabilizing energy. You're very, very stabilizing for them. What is this? Hold up. Oh, it's Zoom. I was like, what is this icon on my bar? Hmm. I love you. I am your other half. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth telling to you. through your dreams, through your body. I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. So this is someone who is a reflection of you, and they see you as the one between you that knows how to be happy and free, and with that carries the implication that they are just so unhappy in the life that they're living. I mean, are you unhappy because of the relationship you're in? Are you unhappy because of the decisions you've made? I mean, I don't know. It's just a sadness. It's a sadness. There's a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone. And yet, there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there's no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you, but that is her talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at that moment. Sadness is not normal, Matthew. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination. Or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless, fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities and to transform the nature of our existence, from the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She's just a part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It's sort of like the eye of a dog trying to see itself whole, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moved along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sister is met through reflection. She can be received in those moments of rest where great ideas are born. She is a genius, you see, vastly creative and inspired. Her world are those we access in sleep and meditation, or absorbing engagement in activity, where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of daily life and be replenished. To tap into her wisdom, to distill a teaching from the fragmented memory of a dream, or a subtle feeling experienced in meditation, requires that you walk with her gait and not the fast paced, forward moving canter of your conscious and intellectual mind. Her gait is meandering and apparently unstudied, yet she is in deep concentration to feel for truth of movement, to allow for what is emerging to express itself through her. And she is listening rather than demanding to know, to force to speak and to direct. To receive her genius and benefit most fully from it requires a willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty, to let the mind soften and become receptive, open, and permeable. She delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to demands issued by an insecure and fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy, this sister. She cannot betray truth, therefore, she can be relied upon as a faithful way shower for the heart. Wow. Mm, mm. So to commune with her, wise as that impulse is, requires that you learn the ways of her world and the strange symbolic language she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so inefficient? No, she prefers to educate, elucidate, intrigue, and beguile you as you are drawn into far more beautiful, powerful, and helpful truths. So, in her world and in her language, you must suspend your need to immediately understand. And I think um, for a lot of people, it's this thing of not realizing that what you want the most is something you will probably understand the least. And in that lack of understanding, your desire to know more is the result, and that's usually what ends up happening, that when you understand very little of it, if it's intriguing, you will require a need for more time in that presence, more time to process and understand. Fascinating. Let yourself absorb the imagery, the feelings, and the possibilities, to dwell, ponder, and be permeated by the wisdom. The appearance of a horse may signify your own spiritual being, and the appearance of you may signify a false sense of identity and not the real you at all. You may see desert landscapes and moonlit nights in your dreams. When so much inner growth is happening, you will soon bloom like the springtime. You may dream of charging up hills with great energy, when in your physical world you can barely muster enough strength to get out of bed in the morning. So, what does this all mean? This apparent contrary world upside down, nothing as it seems symbolism. The meaning is the communication received in repose, in reflection, in quietness, and in rest. And you must trust her and trust yourself. When something needs to be known, so it shall be. This is necessary, so much less than what we expect. Your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. Ooh, ooh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, Michael says, don't put on the screen. That's funny. I'm going to energetically squish your balls, just so you know. Is that funny too? It is to me. It is to me. You make comments like that again. I'm going to laugh again. And then I'm going to constrict because I think that's funny too. You really should make sure that the person you are trying to be a troll to isn't a troll as well. Mr. Wolf. Okay. She has come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right, that she has your back no matter what appearances may seem to be to your more limited dog's eye consciousness in the day of light, or the light of day. She's guiding you with her wider knowledge and through circumstances and situations that are ultimately going to free you into a greater love than you have ever known. No matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk, stumbling through a labyrinth back alleyways trying to find your way home again. No matter how out of control life may seem, she's letting you know all is proceeding just as it should, and that her will shall manifest. So, it's this thing of like realizing that you are in a process and that is all it is. You are processing whatever life is giving you. and that there are certain people who represent the potentiality that is contained within you. This potentiality can be released by you at any time. At any time. And it's up to you. It's really, truly up to you whether or not you will allow yourself to. There will be people in your life who you will come across at some point in your life. They will trigger you into a space of acknowledgement of your gifts. Every time I've met a twin, every time I've come across a twin, it's to help me acknowledge, realize, accept, embrace another aspect of myself and my abilities. It's pretty interesting. So it's a very fascinating type thing. Very, very fascinating. So her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall because her will is nature. It is growth. It is God. She is God in you now. Remember that, and you'll realize, if you don't mind the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything is going to be okay. This oracle comes with particular guidance also. You know something deep in your bones without knowing how or why, or without particular reason. You just know. It doesn't make sense, but you know. It may be joy that you know. It may be that you know to avoid certain situations. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully despite appearances to the contrary at a particular moment. It may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. Michael says to read this sentence again. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully despite appearances to the contrary at a particular moment. It may be that you're meant to take a certain path. You just know. This oracle comes as confirmation that your knowing, mysterious as it is your sacred soul sister talking through you. Trust it and act or not accordingly. So this is about using your intentions, living an intentional life. I think if someone wants to approach you, they need to approach you with truth and integrity. No preconceived notions of what will happen, how this will play out, or any of that other stuff. Just approaching you from a space of respect and consideration, a space where you can decide, you will be free to decide for yourself how you want to react to whatever it is they need to tell you. Anything short of that is unworthy of you. So Michael says to say this. I have no problem speaking to any of my divine counterparts. I have no problem having conversations with twins. Why? Because they're never disrespectful in their communication. They carry the same level of integrity that I do. They shine with the same light. And therefore, there's nothing I have to fear about the true twins that are in my life, not the people who slap labels on me thinking that that will give them ownership over me. I'm not stupid. That's a thing. Stop letting people convince you that you're too dumb to know the difference between someone who resonates with you and someone who is abso-fucking-lutely toxic for you. It's okay to have standards and abide by them. It's okay to have standards, abide by them, and have an expectation of people respecting your standards and your ability to discern for yourself. How can you tell it's a false twin? Someone who's not a twin at all, someone who's absolutely manipulating you. How can you tell? First and foremost, they insist they are your twin. And why do you keep pretending you don't know, right? No, you're really not. You're not pretending. They don't feel like your twin. You're not pretending. That person is trying to force you into agreement that they are something they're not. You know how else you can know? They try and convince you that you can't live without them. And because of that, they're now obligating you to give access to them to you. forever, regardless of their behaviors. They're hurtful. They don't take accountability for the ways in which they hurt you, because guess what? They're your twin. Oh, I am you. You are me. What I did to you, I am doing it to me. You should feel bad for me, because really I did it to myself. No, you didn't. You did it to me. You didn't do it to yourself. You did it to me, you sick fuck. You did it to me. And you should get angry. Absolutely. You should be angry. You shouldn't have to apologize for the natural feelings that arise when someone lies bold-faced, lying to you, and using those lies to ensure their continued access to you so they can continue to be malignant for you. Don't be sorry. Don't hesitate. When they give you the scissors, use them for what they're designed to do. Don't hesitate. Don't. There's a difference between you being reactionary and cutting people off because, like they trigger awareness of certain parts of you that you really don't want to deal with, you don't want to address. That's one thing. But when they're consistently toxic to you and they gaslight you and they do all of these other things that are so malignant and cause you to not understand the gravity of what's being done to you, use the scissors to cut them out. Don't keep putting up with it. Don't accept any more apologies. Move forward. When you don't move forward from where they left you, it gives them the ability to come right back. For those of you who have exes who keep coming back to you and you're like, but he must love me because he keeps coming back. No, he keeps coming back because you've remained in the same place where he dumped you off at. It's a very harsh thing to hear, but I love you enough to tell you the truth. If he were to cross your path again after you've moved forward in life, then maybe that's something to consider having another conversation with. But when he keeps finding you in the same place where he dumped you, where he left you with no consideration of what will happen to you while you're there alone, no, no, absolutely not. No, we don't need any more of that. What we need is an opportunity to heal and recognize all the different things that we need to recognize about ourselves, the ways in which we need to show up for ourselves. You deserve way more than you're ever going to be able to admit to yourself. That's okay. It's okay as long as you allow yourself to exist in environments that are full of people who are more than willing to give you what you deserve, whether you know how much you deserve or not. That's where you belong, in a place where you don't even have to know how much you deserve. You just have people willing to do that for you. That's what you deserve. That's what's worthy of you. Whoever's heavily considering, leave them in peace if you're not worth their while. If you are not worth their while, leave them in peace. If you haven't done what is necessary to heal yourself, if you are not a completely different person than the person you were when you were last around, leave them in peace. It's not the right time. If you haven't become such a different person that they need to take the time to get to know you again, to know who you are now, whatever changes you've made is not enough. If you really love this person, you'll take what I just said and you'll feel it in your heart. You'll feel it in your chest and you'll understand, no, it's not the right time. I need to become more of who I truly am before I could ever reach out. I need to become a greater expression of integrity and truth before I could ever reach out. Be that, because that's worthy of them. Whoever it is to you, if it's someone that you love, you have to love them the right way or don't come around at all. It's necessary to hear these things. It's necessary to know that there is an expectation that despite this person loving you to the degree that they'd never tell you what they expect, I have the courage to. I have the ability to tell you exactly what you need to do and be before you could ever be worthy of my community. So do all that, put effort into it, really put effort into it. And then who knows? Maybe then you'll be worth their while. Maybe then you'll be deserving of their attention. But until then, leave my people alone. Because I'm one hell of a mama bear. And you don't want to end up on my shit list. It stinks. And once you're there, you pretty much are not allowed to leave. So I got to get going. You guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join me when I'm live. Just a heads up, I am now making my moldavite. I do have quite a bit of moldavite available to the public. This moldavite is supercharged by me, and it will be programmed specifically for whoever will be receiving it. I have raw pieces, I have rings, I have pendants. I don't think I'm going to let go of my earrings. I have a shit ton of moldavite, you guys. Yeah, like this is just one bag of it. Hold up. This is just one little baggie of it. The other boxes are still being sifted through. Hold on. Look at this. Like my favorites. That one. I love that one. And this one, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Like, that's faceted. It's fucking huge. It's over 7 carats. That's like a whole fucking finger. Ooh. I'm making it available today on the website. So I will need some time to find my other moldavite boxes with an S. I will need some time to find my other moldavite boxes. But once I do, I'll put those on the website as well. I have a lot of stuff that I have a lot of stuff. So guys, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live, and I'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here. Bye, everyone.